What are your expectations for Robert Saleh this year? I think a lot of Niner fans are hoping that he can have wave a magic wand and turn this defense elite again. Is that what you're expecting? Can he do it all overnight? Is it going to take a couple of years? Is there one thing that he can improve first? What's the realistic expectation?
Well, I mean, they call third down the quarterback down, right, for the offense, but it's also the big down for defensive coordinators. It's very much the defensive coordinator down. So I think Sorensen had no answers. I think he sat back in a total vanilla, paralysis mode. And I don't think Saleh's going to do that. I think Saleh's going to dial up more exotics. He's going to give different looks. If his front four can't get pressure, and there's reason to believe that their tackles aren't very good at rushing the passer, I think he's going to dial it up. I think you're going to see exotics and stunts and games and twists and trying to run one side. And, you're going to see him try to mix it up. He's not going to sit back on his hands. I think we already saw it in the preseason, and I think you're going to see it early in games. And I think when you get to third down, he's going to try to speed you up. If he can't get it done with McKell and Bosa and Huff and these guys, then you're going to see DBs and linebackers.
I think it's funny you said the pass rush. I agree with that. I think he's going to improve the run defense a lot. And I think it's going to be a lot by alignment and scheme. I mean, if you remember the first time they hired him, he inherited an awful defense. 2016 Niners defense was just one of the worst in franchise history.
Yeah.
They gave up 4.8 yards per carry, worse than they gave up 2,300 yards on the ground. It was an embarrassment. So he takes it over, and immediately, year one, it was a bad team, 2017 Niners. They won they were 1-10 at one point, but they gave up 3.8 yards per carry. So he, right off the bat, he fixed that. And I think one of the things then in 2019, he eventually installed the wide nine when it was a different team and they had all this talent.
Yeah.
But at this point, if job one is to stop the run, I think we've seen that he can do it. He can go away from the wide nine. He can use different fronts. He can switch it up. The Niners were such Swiss cheese in the red zone. I mean, teams were just running into the end zone left and right last season. I don't think we're going to see that. So I think there's going to be more of a wall in the first line of defense against the run. And that'll just make the Niners defense a little more solid overall.
We've been seeing 5-man fronts.
Yeah.
So I think we're already getting indications that if week one, if Seattle starts to have success running it down the Niners' throat, the Niners will not sit there in just in a paralysis mode going, what do we do? You're going to see 5-man fronts. You're going to see run blitzes. They're not going to sit there and just get dominated. You're going to see more games, more everything. I mean, I just think that there's a whole, I got to remember this too. He's also got Gus Bradley sitting right there. Bradley is a very creative defensive coordinator in his own right. They know what they're up against. They seem to be, I would say, Saleh and Bradley sound to me like the most realistic football men in the building. When I say that, I mean, Shanahan just is like, hey, I was Jake's greatest performance. And, Lynch says some things. They say some things that are like what they're wishing for.
Yeah.
Where these guys are a little bit less invested because they haven't cooked up this meal. They've just been asked to come in and kind of help out. And so they're more honest. And at one point, Saleh said, hey, Gus said to us, I was asking him about that defensive end, Trevis Gibson. He's like, Gus said to me, hey, in the midst of all this, we may actually find some good stuff out of it. It's like in the midst of all this, meaning this is a major freaking rebuild on the defensive side of the ball. And then we're going with all these young guys. But if you shuffle through 20 guys, guess what? You may find a guy or two, and they feel like they have with Gibson and probably a couple others. So those guys seem more realistic. I think they're going to be prepared, Grant, for a full array of exotic blitzes.
Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. Win or lose, you'll get $50 for playing. Use promo code COHN, COHN, and download the app now. I think you also got to keep in mind the first two picks, Alfred Collins, Mykel Williams, they're both essentially defensive tackles. Williams can play a little edge, but he's mostly going to play defensive tackle.
Yeah.
And I think if you look at the best defensive tackles the Niners have drafted the last 15 years, DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead. Those guys were not great as rookies. It took them time. It takes most defensive tackles time. Like,
it's all technique.
Who's the guy in Philly?
Why.
Who's the guy in Philly? What's his name?
Are you talking about Hargrave?
No, the incredible young player in Philly.
Milton Williams or Jalen Carter?
Jalen Carter. He wasn't utterly dominant his rookie year. His second year he was.
Yeah.
DeForest Buckner was great player in his third year. Eric Armstead put it all together in his fifth year. So if Michael Williams and Alfred Collins aren't tearing it up week one of their rookie year, I mean, that's sort of what rookie defensive tackles do. You're going up against the strongest players on the other team, and you're 20, maybe 22. Take some time.
Oh, and it's all leverage. I mean, look at the difference, Grant. To me, the guy who you can really point to as the poster child for exactly what you're talking about is Armstead. Mm-hmm. Armstead, as a rookie, did not anchor worth a damn at all.
Didn't play him against the run as a rookie. He was a third down pass rusher.
Against the run. He was a liability against the run. And I remember watching him when Stanford played Oregon, his final year there. Stanford ran for any 2 yards they wanted all night long with Tyler Gaffney. They pushed him around with ease. Now, he went from that player to a guy with unbelievable functional strength over the last few years, all because of technique, all because of, and so young guys don't have great technique, and so they don't get the most out of their ability. By the time you learn the techniques, if you have the ability, you're really, really good.
You need to learn the leverage. You need to learn the strength, because Alfred Collins, Michael Williams, their whole lives, they've been bullying the person in front of them, whether they were ends or tackle. It doesn't matter what my pad level is or how I use my hands. I'm just bigger and stronger than you. Those days are over. This is the NFL. Even the backup guard that you're going against is just as strong as you, if not stronger. So now you got to use the levers and the leverage to your advantage. Eric Armstead figured it out. Took him a few years. Buckner figured it out.
Totally.
Took him a few years. Yeah, and I think these guys will figure it out too. But to expect them to be like dominating week one, I don't think they're going to start. I'm not even sure they're going to start.
Yeah, that would be my first question. Do you think it's Kalia?
Yes.
What is it? Kalia and
Elliott.
Who? And Elliott starting on the defensive tackle?
I think so. And then maybe Michael Williams starts at defensive end, maybe, or Gross Matos.
So I mean that I think you got young players. I mean, you think of young players in the NFL, and I was looking at John Lynch's football card the other day. John Lynch is a Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest safeties that ever played. He had 13 tackles his rookie year. He had 15 tackles his second year. He wasn't a Pro Bowler till his fourth year. This guy's in the Hall of Fame, and he was really smart and could make any adjustment he needed to make. And it's still, he made less than 50 tackles in his first 2 years combined. So, a lot of these rookies, even if you could play really well, even if you're going to be freaking amazing, it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't. So they're going to have to be a little bit more realistic. I'll be eager to see. The thing I'm looking forward to watching is, how does Chris Kacerek divvy up the reps on that defensive front? Who gets the reps, and how is it all divvied up? Because there's a lot of pretty even guys there.
Yeah, does he play the rookies together on the second line, or does he stagger them and switch them? It would be interesting to see. You might want to have Michael and Alfred and CJ playing together, since they're going to be playing together for a long time. Something to think about.
And you're going to play them, right? I mean, you are going.
Oh yeah, they're going to go at least 8 deep on the D line.
And then also, I get the feeling that it's going to be I know they're the masters of the universe. They're supposed to know all. But let's be honest about this. What the Niners are going to do, especially defensively in week one, is a surprise to all of us, including Saleh, including all these guys, including Bradley. They don't know what they got. So they're going to somebody's going to play really, really well, and then that guy's going to get a lot of reps.
Mr. Fish and Chips OBE says all means nothing, .. 530 ... play caller. I don't know what the 530 refers to, but I appreciate you, Mr. Fish and Chips. Gregory Young says, hi, Grant and Larry. Wish you both well. Grant, I sent you a message on Twitter with New Orleans restaurant suggestions. Ooh. Great options for you. Okay, I'll check it out. I'll be there. Thank you very much.
Kevin and I are going to New Orleans as well. So
nice.
Maybe we should dine together one night there.
Maybe we should.
That'd
be a lot of fun.
What day of the week would you?
I haven't booked yet.
Orleans?
I haven't booked yet.
So
Have you?
we're going. We booked it. We're going Saturday night to LSU, Florida, in Baton Rouge.
That'll be a lot of fun. That'll be so much fun. I'm jealous. Joseph Ernberg says Sam D will expose this young, weak, brittle defense. Sam D. All right, well, we'll see. Joseph Ernberg says over on CMC, Kyle will run him to the ground by week 7.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle definitely. I mean, Kyle did say Robinson's a legit number 2 guy, but you know what? I'm gonna have to see Kyle take some carries away from CMC before I'll believe it.
Me too. Ricky Williams 980 says tank season. We need to seriously lower our expectations. Thinking this team is going to do anything at all is insane. High picks for next year. Trade Kyle.
Wow. It's huge negativity.
Well, they haven't lost yet. Rod Simmons says salute to JJ for coming back to the team. Hope it pays. Thomas Solman says, what do you all think of Garendo as flex or fullback?
I mean, I've said this.
I don't trust him with anything physical, honestly, but I'd like the idea of throwing him screens and wheel routes.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
Him the ball.
Throw him the ball.
Get him. And you know
what?
On
a linebacker.
There was a bunch of plays this summer. Now I haven't seen them in a couple of weeks, but early in camp, there was a lot of stuff where the action's all going this way, and then Garendo leaks out on the weak side, and whether Brock or Mac just kind of flips it to him. And he's got all this green grass. I want to see that. I want to see them get Garendo the ball as a receiver in space, but I don't think he's a running back.
They always had Debo who could score from anywhere on the field, even more so than Christian. And now Debo's gone. And so who is that home run hitter? Pearsall, maybe? And Garendo, maybe. So I think they do need to find a role for Garendo. Yeah. Rod Simmons says, can Pretty Ricky match Debo 2021 receiving stats? That would be incredible. I wouldn't expect it this year. That was a one-of-one season. Will Free says, this game means a lot to me. If we lose, I have to hear about it from coworkers, friends, my father-in-law, Grant. I know you're homies with Hawk Blogger, but hey, I like him a lot. He likes me. Whoever loses this game is going to feel like they lost a game they should have won. Either team.
I can't decide what Seattle's going to be. I mean, a part of me says, yeah, man, they got the best defense in the division and really good secondary. But then part of me goes, you know what? I think at the end of the